The year was 2157. Earth had finally learned to talk to the stars, but their technology was old and weak compared to the galaxy. When the tall, blue-skinned aliens called Zephyrians came to Earth, they looked at human ships and laughed. The human ships used simple engines that burned fuel. Their weapons were basic energy guns that could barely scratch alien armor. Commander Jake Morrison was chosen to lead Earth's first meeting with aliens. He flew in an old ship called Horizon's Edge. The ship was Earth's best, but it looked like a toy next to the massive Zephyrian warships. Jake was nervous but tried to stay brave. He had trained for this moment his whole life. The Zephyrian leader was High Admiral Vextar. He was twice as tall as any human and had 4 arms. His skin was blue like the ocean and his eyes glowed yellow. When he looked at Jake, Vextar's face showed no respect. To him, humans were just another weak race that needed to be controlled. Dr. Lisa Grant was Earth's smartest scientist. She came with Jake to try to learn about alien technology. She had studied alien signals for years and dreamed of sharing knowledge with other worlds. Colonel Ryan Hayes was also there. He was a soldier who wanted to protect Earth. Both of them hoped the aliens would be friends. The meeting took place on a space station near Earth's moon. The station was built by the Zephyrians in just 3 days. It was bigger than any building on Earth. Inside, the walls glowed with strange lights, and the air tasted different. Jake felt small and scared, but he walked forward with his team. Hi, Admiral Vextar spoke in perfect English. His voice was deep and cold. Humans, he said, your species is young and weak. You have 2 choices. You can serve the Zephyrian Empire. You will give us your metals, your food, and your workers. In return, we will not destroy you. Or you can refuse and be alone in the galaxy forever. Dr. Grant stepped forward. What about sharing technology? We could learn from each other. Humans are good at solving problems. We could help you too. Vextar made a sound like laughing, but it was not happy. You have nothing we want. Your science is thousands of years behind ours. Your weapons cannot hurt our ships. Your fastest ship would take 100 years to reach the nearest alien world. You are children playing with rocks and sticks. Colonel Hayes felt angry. His face turned red. We may be weaker, but we are not cowards. Earth has never bowed to bullies. Then Earth will learn what happens to species that think they are brave, Vextar replied. His yellow eyes got brighter. But we are not cruel. We give you time to think. 1 year, then you will answer. Back on Earth, the leaders met to decide what to do. President Helen Martinez was a smart woman who had led Earth for 8 years. She called together all the important people to discuss the alien offer. Captain Amy Brooks commanded Earth's space defense fleet. She had 25 ships under her command. Each ship carried 50 people and had enough weapons to fight other human ships. But against the Zephyrians, they would be useless. We should fight, she said. Even if we lose, we will die as free humans. And then what? President, Martinez asked. Our children will be slaves or dead. There will be no more humans in the universe. Admiral Kevin Torres was the head of all Earth's space forces. He was an old man who had fought in the wars between Earth's nations before the planet united. I have seen what war costs, he said. Sometimes the brave choice is to live and wait for a better chance. Dr. Grant spoke up. If we work with them, maybe we can learn their technology. In 50 years or 100 years, we might be strong enough to be equals. Colonel Hayes shook his head. They will never see us as equals. To them, we are talking animals. Animals that can work in mines and factories. The debate went on for weeks. People on Earth were scared. Some wanted to fight. Others wanted to hide. Most wanted their leaders to keep them safe. Finally, President Martinez made the decision. Earth would accept the Zephyrian offer. They would become a vassal state. It was better than death or being completely alone in space. The Zephyrians came back 1 month later. They built big stations around Earth's solar system. They started taking metals from asteroids and rocks from small planets. They brought their own workers, strange robots that looked like metal spiders. The robots could work in space without air or heat. Lieutenant Commander Steve Parker was stationed on one of Earth's observation posts near Mars. His job was to watch what the Zephyrians were doing. He was a young officer who noticed small details that others missed. After 3 months, he saw something strange. The Zephyrians were not just mining, they were building weapons platforms. The metal spiders were making gun turrets and missile launchers. Steve counted the weapons. There were enough to destroy every city on Earth 10 times over. Steve sent reports to Admiral Torres. "Sir, they are preparing for war. Not with us, but they are using our solar system as a military base." "Admiral." Torres read the reports but did not want to believe them. "They are just protecting their investment, Parker. Do not look for trouble where there is none." But Steve kept watching. He learned to read Zephyrian computer signals. He discovered that the aliens were fighting a war against insect-like creatures called the Kythera. The war was not going well. For the Zephyrians, they were losing ships and planets. Worse, Steve learned that the Zephyrians planned to use Earth as a backup plan. If they lost the war, they would move their entire population to Earth's solar system. Humans would be forced to live on small, cold planets or work as slaves on alien ships. Steve tried to warn people, but no one listened. Earth's leaders did not want to anger their new alien masters. They hoped that by being good servants, humans would be treated well. The galaxy celebrated another peaceful joining. The Galactic Council, a group of the oldest alien races, was happy that humans had chosen peace over war. They did not know that the Zephyrians were already planning Earth's future. In their secret meetings, Zephyrian generals called Earth the backup nest and humans useful breeding stock for workers. 1 year passed quietly. Earth gave the Zephyrians what they wanted. The aliens shared some basic technology, like better engines for human ships and medicines that could cure old diseases. Most humans began to think that serving the aliens was not so bad. But Steve Parker kept watching the stars. He could see enemy ships moving closer to Earth's part of the galaxy. The Kythera were winning their war against the Zephyrians. Soon, they would come to Earth, and when they did, humans would learn that there were worse things than being slaves. 3 years passed like a bad dream. Earth worked for the Zephyrians, mining rocks and building things the aliens wanted. Lieutenant Commander Steve Parker kept watching the stars and sending reports that no one read. Then one morning, everything changed. Steve was at his post near Mars when his screens lit up with warnings. Thousands of ships were coming toward Earth. But these were not Zephyrian ships. These ships looked alive. They had no metal parts. Instead, they looked like giant insects with wings and teeth. The ships breathed and moved like living creatures. Steve tried to call the Zephyrian stations, but no one answered. When he looked, through his telescope, he saw that the alien stations were empty. The Zephyrians had run away in the night like cowards. They left Earth alone to face the monsters. The insect ships belonged to the Kythera collective. The Kythera were not like the Zephyrians. The Zephyrians were proud and thought they were better than everyone. The Kythera were hungry. They ate other species. They turned captured enemies into slaves or food. Queen Commander Zakth led the invasion fleet. She was huge, even bigger than a Zephyrian. Her body was black and shiny like a beetle. She had 6 arms and a mouth full of sharp teeth. Her eyes were red like blood. When she spoke, her voice sounded like insects buzzing. "Humans," she said in a message sent to Earth, "you are weak meat. You will feed our children. Your strong ones will become warriors. Your smart ones will become workers. Your weak ones will become food. You cannot stop us." President Martinez called for help from other alien races, but no one answered. The galaxy was busy fighting its own wars. Earth was alone. Captain Laura Thompson was put in charge of Earth's defense fleet. She had 47 ships, which sounded like a lot until she saw what was coming. The Kythera had thousands of bioships. Each bioship was bigger than Earth's largest battleship. Worse, the alien ships could heal themselves when they got hurt. The first battle happened near the moon. Captain Ron Mitchell commanded the USS Liberty, Earth's strongest ship. He led 12 ships against 50 Kythera bioships. The human ships fired everything they had. Their missiles and energy guns hit the alien ships, but the holes closed up, like wounds healing. The Kithra ships shot back with weapons that looked like living lightning. The energy ate through human ship armor like acid. The USS Liberty exploded first. All 50 people on board died in seconds. Captain Mitchell's last message was, "Tell Earth to run," but there was nowhere to run. Within 6 hours, 30 of Earth's 47 ships were destroyed. The remaining ships ran back to Earth to make a last stand. The Kithara did not just attack from space. They dropped living pods on Earth's cities. The pods opened like flowers, and warrior bugs came out. These bugs were as big as cars and had claws like swords. They moved fast and were hard to kill. Major Susan Clark was in charge of defending New York City when the first pods landed in Central Park. She had 500 soldiers with the best weapons Earth could make. The bugs killed half her soldiers. In the first 10 minutes, "Fall back to the buildings," Susan shouted. "Use the high ground." But the bugs could climb walls like spiders. They could also spit acid that melted through concrete and steel. Similar attacks happened in London, Tokyo, Moscow, and every other major city on Earth. Human soldiers fought bravely, but their weapons were not strong enough. The bugs kept coming. Dr. Peter Young was a scientist who worked with alien technology. When the Zephyrians ran away, they left behind some of their equipment in the space stations. Peter and his partner, engineer Maria Santos, broke into one of these stations. "Look at this," Maria said, pointing to a strange machine. "The Zephyrians were working on new weapons here." Peter studied the alien computer. "This is incredible. These weapons are designed to fight the Kithara, but they never finished building them." Working day and night, Peter and Maria tried to understand the alien technology. They discovered something amazing. Human brains work differently from alien brains. Humans could control alien machines faster and better than the aliens who built them. "It's like our brains are more flexible," Peter explained to Maria. "We can adapt to new technology quickly. The aliens are too stuck in their old ways." They built the first human-alien hybrid weapons and gave them to Sergeant Danny White to test. Danny was a tough soldier who volunteered for dangerous missions. He took the new weapon into battle in Chicago, where bugs had taken over half the city. The hybrid weapon worked like magic. It fired energy that the bugs could not heal from. Danny killed 20 bugs in his first fight. "This thing is amazing," he radioed back. "It's like the gun knows what I'm thinking." General Frank Miller was in charge of all Earth's armies. He was an old soldier who had fought in many wars, but never anything like this. The bugs used swarm tactics. They attacked in groups of hundreds, moving together like one giant creature. "Our normal tactics don't work," he told his officers. "We need to think differently." The breakthrough came from an unexpected place. Katie Lewis was a computer programmer who worked from her apartment in San Francisco. She was not a soldier, but she was very good with computers. When bugs attacked her building, she hid in her room and kept working. Katie discovered that the Kithra bioships were controlled by living computer networks. These networks were like giant brains that controlled all the bugs. She realized that she could attack these brains with computer viruses. "If I can confuse their network, maybe the bugs will stop working together," she thought. Working with programmer Alex Turner, who was hiding in a basement in Seattle, Katie created the first biodigital virus. It was a computer program that could attack living networks. When they tested it, an entire group of bugs stopped moving for 10 minutes. "We can fight them," Katie told General Miller over the radio. "We just need to attack their brains, not their bodies." But the war was going badly for humans. Earth's population dropped from 8 billion people to 6 billion in just 1 year. Entire cities were destroyed. Millions of people were captured and taken away in Kithara ships. No one knew what happened to them, but everyone could guess. Aliens called humans soft meat and easy prey. They thought the war would be over in months, but they were about to learn that humans were harder to kill than they looked. The second year of war changed everything. Humans stopped running and started fighting back. The aliens had made a big mistake. They thought humans would give up quickly like other species. Instead, humans got angry, and angry humans were dangerous. Dr. Carol Davis worked in a secret underground lab in Colorado. She was studying dead Kythera warriors that soldiers had brought her. The bug bodies were strange. They were part machine and part living creature. Carol found that Kythera used biotechnology to make themselves stronger. If they can do it, so can we? Carol told her team. She was a brave woman who was not afraid to try dangerous experiments. Corporal Nick Brown was the first human to volunteer for Carol's experiments. He was a soldier who had lost his whole squad to the bugs. He wanted revenge more than he wanted safety. I don't care if it kills me, Nick told Carol. I'm already dead inside. At least this way I can take some bugs with me. Carol carefully took parts from dead Kythera warriors and put them into Nick's body. She used alien biometal to make his bones stronger. She connected alien muscle fibers to his human muscles. The operation took 12 hours. When Nick woke up, he was different. He could lift a car with one hand. He could run faster than any human had ever run. His eyes could see in the dark like a cat. Best of all, he could sense when bugs were near, even through walls. I feel like a weapon, Nick said, looking at his hands. His fingers now had small claws that could cut through steel. The first test came when bugs attacked the lab. Nick fought 20 warriors by himself. He moved like lightning, dodging their claws and striking back with his own. In 5 minutes, all 20 bugs were dead. Nick had only small scratches. Word spread quickly. More soldiers volunteered for the bioenhancement program. Each operation was dangerous. Some soldiers died on the table, but those who survived became super soldiers who could fight the bugs as equals. In space, Admiral Tony Garcia was rebuilding Earth's fleet with new tactics. The old way of fighting with big, slow ships did not work against the Kythera. Tony decided to use small, fast ships instead. Commander Julie Reed was one of the best pilots on Earth. Tony gave her command of a new type of ship. It was small enough for one person, but fast enough to outrun bug ships. Julie's job was to hit enemy supply lines and run away before they could fight back. Think like a mosquito, Tony told his pilots. Bite them and fly away. Don't try to fight. Fair. Fair fights are for sports, not wars. Julie's first mission was to attack a Kythera supply convoy near Saturn. She took 5 small ships and hid behind Saturn's rings. When the bug convoy passed by, Julie's team attacked from all sides at once. The bug ships were bigger and stronger, but they were slow to turn. Julie's ships zipped around them like angry bees, firing fast bursts of energy. In 10 minutes, they destroyed 3 supply ships and escaped before the bug escorts could catch them. It worked, Julie radioed back to Earth. They're too slow to catch us. Captain Barry Nelson was working on an even better idea. He combined human engineering with alien technology to create the first stealth ships. These ships were invisible to both Zephyrian scanners and Kythera biosensors. Barry's ships used human steel mixed with Zephyrian energy dampeners and Kythera biocamouflage. The result was a ship that could sneak up on enemies without being seen. It's like we're ghosts, Barry said after his first successful stealth attack. His ship had floated right up to a Kythera command vessel and destroyed it before the bugs knew he was there. The biggest breakthrough came from Dr. Gary Collins, a physicist who studied how emotions worked in the brain. Gary discovered something amazing about human feelings. When humans felt strong emotions like anger or love, their brains created special energy patterns. Look at this. Gary showed his data to other scientists. When a human gets really angry, their brain makes energy waves that disrupt alien technology. It's like our emotions are weapons. Gary's discovery led to the creation of emotion-powered weapons. These weapons got stronger when the person using them felt strong emotions. An angry soldier could punch through bug armor. A mother protecting her children could shoot energy beams that melted alien ships. Linda Parker was the engineer who built the first emotion-amplified energy weapons. She was a quiet woman who had lost her family to the bugs. When she tested her own weapon, her grief and anger made it so powerful that it destroyed a whole building. I can feel my pain making it stronger, Linda said, tears in her eyes. Every time I think about my children, the weapon gets more powerful. Major Carl Johnson was chosen to test the emotion weapons in real combat. He was a test pilot who never showed fear, but inside, Carl was full of anger about what the bugs had done to Earth. During the Battle of Luna Base, Carl flew a fighter equipped with Linda's emotion weapon. As he attacked the bug ships, he thought about all the humans who had died. His anger made his weapon so powerful that he destroyed 5 bioships in one attack. "This is incredible," Carl radioed. "It's like the ship can feel what I'm feeling." On Earth, people like Betty Foster were organizing civilians into fighting groups. Betty was a teacher before the war. Now she taught people how to fight bugs using alien technology that children could operate. "Adults think too much," Betty explained. "Children just accept that the alien machines work. They don't question it, so they learn faster." Sam Davis was only 12 years old, but he could operate Kythera biocomputers better than adult aliens. His young brain adapted to the alien technology like it was a video game. Sam could hack into bug networks and confuse entire swarms of warriors. "It's easy," Sam told the adults. "You just have to think like the machine wants you to think. Don't fight it, work with it." By the 3rd year, humans were winning battles they should have lost. The Kythera started calling humans the adaptive plague in their communications. They were scared because humans learned and changed faster than any species they had ever fought. Commander Harry Wilson led the defense of Mars Colony, the first major human victory. His forces used everything they had learned: bio-enhanced soldiers, stealth ships, emotion weapons, and child hackers. When the battle was over, more bugs were dead than humans. "We're not the same species we were 3 years ago," Harry said, looking at his mixed force of enhanced humans and hybrid technology. "We're something new, something they've never seen before." The bugs were starting to realize they had made a terrible mistake. Humans were not easy prey. They were predators who got stronger every time they were hurt. The 4th year of war began with humans doing something no one expected. They stopped defending and started attacking. Admiral Rachel Green commanded the new human fleet, and it was like nothing the galaxy had ever seen. The ships looked alive, like the Kythera bioships, but they were different. Engineer Paul Turner had spent 2 years learning how to mix human engineering with alien biotechnology. The result was ships that could think, heal, and adapt during battle. "These ships have human hearts," Paul explained to the fleet commanders. "They feel what we feel. When we're angry, they're faster. When we're determined, they're stronger. They're not just machines anymore. They're partners." The USS Phoenix was the first of the new biomechanical ships. It had human steel bones, Cephirian energy systems, and Kythera bioarmor that could heal itself. But most importantly, it had a human brain connected to every system. The ship could think and make decisions in battle. Captain Janet Moore was chosen to command the Phoenix because she had the strongest emotional connection to her ship. When Janet felt angry, the ship's weapons hit harder. When she felt protective of her crew, the ship's shields got stronger. "It's like flying a living creature that trusts me completely," Janet said after her first test flight. "I don't just control the ship. We work together." The plan was to attack the Kythera core hive near Jupiter. This was where Queen Commander Zacht lived and controlled all the bug forces in human space. If they could destroy the core hive, the entire invasion would collapse. Colonel Tim Anderson had studied every battle of the war. He was a strategic genius who understood both human and alien ways of fighting. His plan was brilliant and crazy at the same time. "We're going to use everything we've learned," Tim explained to the attack force. "Bio-enhanced soldiers, emotion weapons, stealth ships, computer viruses, and our new biomechanical fleet. But most importantly, we're going to use what makes us human." "What's that?" Admiral Green asked. "We're going to do something completely unexpected." Tim smiled. "We're going to work together like no species has ever worked together before." The battle began with Sam Davis, now 15 years old, hacking into the Kythera communication network. Sam had grown up during the war, and his brain had adapted to alien technology in ways that amazed even the aliens. "I'm in their system," Sam reported from his command station on Earth. "I can see everything they're doing. They have 10,000 ships defending the core hive." "Can you confuse them?" Admiral Green asked. "Better than that," Sam grinned. "I can make them fight each other." Sam planted a virus in the Cathera network that made bug ships think their allies were enemies. Within minutes, the defensive fleet was shooting at itself. Half the bug ships were destroyed before they realized what was happening. While the bugs were confused, Captain Barry Nelson led a squadron of stealth ships through their defenses. The invisible ships carried bio-enhanced soldiers like Nick Brown, who was now more machine than human but had kept his human heart. "Remember," Nick told his enhanced soldiers over the radio, "we're not just fighting for revenge anymore. We're fighting for the future of our species." The stealth ships landed inside the core hive without being detected. Nick and his team of super soldiers began fighting their way toward Queen Commander Zakath. Each enhanced human could fight 10 bug warriors, but there were thousands of bugs in the hive. At the same time, Captain Janet Moore led the biomechanical fleet in a direct assault. The new ships moved like a school of fish, working together with perfect coordination. When one ship was hurt, the others protected it while its bioarmor healed. The Cathera fought back with everything they had. Their bioships were still bigger and more numerous than the human ships, but they could not understand how human ships worked together so well. "It's impossible," Queen Commander Zakath hissed as she watched the battle. "No species coordinates this perfectly. They fight like they share one mind." What Zakath did not understand was that humans had something the Cathera lacked. They had imagination and the ability to care about others. Each human ship pilot was fighting not just for themselves, but for their families, their friends, and their entire species. Dr. Linda Parker was on one of the attack ships, operating the most powerful emotion weapon ever built. As she watched, her friends fighting and dying around her, her grief and determination powered the weapon to incredible levels. "For everyone we've lost," Linda whispered, and fired a beam of pure emotional energy that cut through 3 Cathera capital ships like they were made of paper. Inside the core hive, Nick Brown finally reached Queen Commander Zakath. The alien, Queen, was enormous, 3 times bigger than any human. She had been eating human prisoners to make herself stronger for this final battle. "You cannot defeat me, little meat," Zakath roared. "I have eaten your kind. I have your strength inside. Me now." Nick looked at the bones of humans scattered around the Queen's chamber. Some of them might have been his friends. His enhanced body filled with rage, but he controlled it carefully. "You're wrong about us," Nick said, his claws extending. "You think strength comes from eating others, but human strength comes from protecting others." The fight between Nick and Zakath was brutal. The Queen was bigger and had more natural weapons, but Nick had something she did not understand. He had the training and determination of a human soldier, enhanced by alien technology, and powered by love for his species. When Nick finally killed Zakath, her death scream echoed through the bio-network that connected all Cathera forces. Without their queen, the bug ships stopped working together. They became confused and scared. "Admiral," Green ordered the final attack. "All ships, this is our moment. Show them what humans can do when we work together." The combined human fleet destroyed the core hive and scattered the remaining Cathera forces. The few surviving bug ships fled toward the edge of the galaxy, too broken to ever threaten anyone again. News of the human victory spread through the galaxy faster than light. Species that had ignored Earth's calls for help suddenly wanted to be friends. The Zephyrians, who had lost badly to the Cathera, begged humans for protection. Ambassador Roy Clark, who had been a diplomat before the war, now negotiated from a position of strength. Dozens of alien races offered trade deals, technology exchanges, and military alliances. "It's funny," Roy said to President Martinez. 3 years ago, they thought we were primitive. Now they're afraid of us." Dr. Ellen Martinez, who had studied human evolution during the war, made an amazing discovery. "The war changed us," she announced. "We evolved thousands of years in just 4 years. We're not the same species we were when this started. Humans could now interface with any known technology. They could adapt to any environment within a single generation. Most importantly, they had learned to combine their natural abilities with alien technology in ways that no other species could match. Earth established the Terran Federation, offering protection to peaceful species while maintaining strong defenses against aggressive empires. Former enemies like the Zephyrians became junior partners in the new alliance. Commander Dale Robinson led the first human deep space exploration fleet beyond the galaxy's edge. His ships carried technology that was more advanced than anything the galaxy had ever seen. They were ready for whatever new threats or wonders they might find. Humanity had transformed from a dismissed primitive species into the galaxy's dominant power in less than a decade. They had learned the most important lesson in the universe. Underestimating human determination and adaptability was a fatal mistake. The war that was meant to destroy them had instead forged them into something the galaxy had never seen before, a species that grew stronger through conflict and emerged from every challenge more capable than before.